I'll get back to the last session today. We're running only a little bit behind when you take please stick with us and stay with you all at home. I am obligated to let you know that you all, whether you're here in person or you're here on the internet, will get your email, you'll get a survey, a sheet that you can fill out online. We very, very much appreciate it. It might take 5 to 10 minutes. Let us know how you thought about the presentation of the speakers. And I'll remind you one more time before we go. Now, it's my great pleasure. I was talking just briefly about Dr. Kirk Fields, who is a retired educator and maybe a fellow a lot of us admire because he retired from what he was made to do and became what he would like to do. But I think Dr. Kirk Fields will be answering some questions later on. But right now, it is my pleasure to introduce to you Lieutenant General Ulysses Simpson.
Good afternoon. It's good to be back in St. Louis. I was here earlier under different circumstances. In fact, I remember well selling cordwood, $4 a cord. I don't do that anymore, and my status in life has risen. I'm very pleased to say. Also, I have not forgotten and did not care to be reminded just how hot it gets here in July. But nevertheless, I'm here. Julia told me before I came, Liz, stand up straight and keep your hands out of your pockets and speak clearly. So I'll try to stand up straight and keep my hands out of my pockets and speak clearly. Now, Mr. Morse told me that with his new electronic device with the dots and the dashes, that someday the human voice would be transferred over the wires, and even pictures that were going to speak and move. I think he spent too much time in the lab. Chemicals, but it seems that, well, it has come to pass. My voice is amplified, and I understand it. I've been advised that my image, speaking and moving, is being transferred. I could not put the wires through the air, and I didn't ask about that. That's beyond my ken. I want to talk to you. President Johnson advised me that you want to hear about these surrenders, my unconditional surrender grant, and I'll be happy to talk about those surrenders. I'm the only American general that's ever taken the surrender of 3 complete armies, and I did it in the same war. Now, early on at Donaldson, I got the nickname of unconditional surrender grant. Some of that had to do with my initials, U.S. grant, which is not really my initials, but that's barred for another day together. I want to talk to you about those surrenders and how that they're not really unconditional. But unconditional surrender grant made great headlines and so forth, so that's why it's stuck. But first of all, on February the 14th, near Fort Donaldson, Tennessee, I wrote my wife, Julia, whom I met here in St. Louis, and courted here, fell in love here, and married here. St. Louis. All right. February the 14th, 1862. Dear Julia, I started most of my letters to Julia with Dear Julia. The taking of Fort Donelson is fair to be a long job. The rebels are strongly fortified and are in very heavy force. When this is to end, it's hard to surmise, but I feel confident of ultimate success. That's on the 14th. Indeed, right before they exchanged iron valentines between Admiral Foote's fleet and the water batteries. Now, on February the 16th, I wrote Julia this letter, which has some celebration and prediction that might catch your interest. Dear wife, I am most happy to write you from this very strongly fortified place, now in my possession. Now, this is from the 14th to the 16th. Things happen quickly. After the greatest victory of the season, some 12 or 15,000 prisoners have fallen into our possession, to say nothing of 5,000 to 7,000 that escaped in the darkness of night that night. This is the largest capture, I believe, ever made on the continent. I allow myself about as much pride as I ever do. My impression is that I shall have one hard battle more to fight, and will find easy sailing after that. No telling, though, this was one of the most desperate affairs fought during this war. And only been in session, process about 10 months by the time. This was one of the most desperate. Our men were out 3 terrible cold nights and fighting through the day without tents. Now, perhaps you know on the night the 14th and 15th, during the 15th, a snowstorm hit and temperatures were 10 below 0. You don't often hear that, but when that battle was fought on the 15th and over the night of the 16th, it was 10 below 0. Man's hands froze. Well, I got a note early in the morning of the 16th, shortly after midnight. I was at the widow Chris' cabin. She really wasn't a widow. Her old man, they tell me, left her last year, just that year before, and he never came back. And out of politeness, the neighbors called the widow Chris. And I was in her cabin at my headquarters. Charles Ferguson Smith came in and he said, he woke me up, I was in the road bed, I went on to set the rock by the fireplace. And he said, I've got news from the rebels. And he showed me a note where General Buckner, he signed off Buckner, a friend of mine, classmate for 3 years at West Point, good friend, was in command, and wanted commissioners for terms of surrender. And I said, well, what do you think about that, General Charles Ferguson Smith, who'd been my commandant student when I was in cadet at West Point? Now he's subordinate. And he said, well, I have never used an oath or a curse word in my life, and never will, but I will quote what General Ferguson said. He said, bah, no terms for the damn rebels, unconditional surrender. And now, he was not the first one to use that term. Admiral Foote, back in February 8th, I believe, when Fort Henry surrendered, when Lord Tillman sent out people to request terms, Admiral Foote said, no terms, unconditional surrenders. That's the second time I heard that. I'd like to claim it, but I did not come up with the term unconditional surrender. But I said, that sounds good. Now you must see the geometry of this scene. It's about 2 o'clock in the morning. I'm in front of a tiny little fireplace in a straight back chair. And I'm not a big man. I'm 5'8", and I see Charles Ferguson Smith is about 6'4" and weighs about 100 pounds, and is towering over me. So the geometry by itself was dramatic in him looking down at me and saying, no terms of reference. So I said, bring me a pencil and paper. And I sent back to General Buckner this. Now, I also want you to know that at this time, when I got that note, that I thought Gideon Phillip was in command of Fort Dodge. I didn't know that Phillip and Floyd had skedaddled. So I thought I was responding to Gideon Phillip, for whom I have nothing but contempt. And I said, yours of this day proposing armistice and appointment of commissioners to settle terms of capitulation is just received. No terms except an unconditional and immediate surrender can be accepted. And then I said, I propose to move immediately upon your orders. I wasn't going to give him time to think about it. Now, I should also like to tell you that General Rawlins, Colonel Rawlins at that time, found this note wadded up on the floor of Buckner's headquarters at the Dover Hotel. And he picked it up, he saw the paper straightened out, it was my note to Buckner. So Colonel Rawlins kept the note. That's why they're still on around. And that resulted in the surrender of 16,500 to 17,500 troops, 48 pieces of artillery, 17 heavy guns, which were left on the riverbank. I believe they're still there to this day. And 20,000 stand arms. Quite the capture. But now, was it unconditional? Well, when I went to meet with inexplicable to me. When I went to meet with Buckner, a couple of things transpired. First of all, when I went in to meet him, when I walked into the Dover Hotel where he was having his breakfast, he was also having breakfast with General Ulysses. Now, this chagrined me because those of you who may not have ever been in the military, you should know there are certain protocols to meet. And a subordinate general, division commander, does not go into a surrendering general's headquarters, and sit down and sup with him, while the overall commander has not yet arrived. But when I got there, there's Lee Wallace. He written on in, looking around. He sat down and never met Buckner. Buckner thought he was surrendering to Wallace. And General Wallace cleared that up, so they sat down and had breakfast. I got there later. General Wallace left shortly thereafter. And we talked about the unconditional surrender. It was only then that I found out that Buckner was in command. And I expressed some surprise about this, and I asked him, where is Phillip? And he said, well, Floyd and Phillip, and he told me that horror story about passing the man down. Floyd and Phillip are gone and took some 3,000 men with them. Crossed the river. I understand Phillip even rode himself across the country river. He was such a hurry to leave. And of course, I made the remark that's been on quoted that, well, if I don't Phillip, I would let him go. He does us more good commanding you fellows than he would in a prison camp. And I believe let him go. And we began to talk a bit about our times. And then I made two errors as I look back. The first error was I decided that I would talk with General Buckner rather than having junior officers talk to him about the actual disposition of troops. Because nobody really knows how many he really had. Some say at least 21,000. But about 4,000 escaped. Colonel Bedford Clark took about 1,000 out. And Phillip and Floyd took 2,000 or 3,000 more out. I didn't appoint a provost marshal. That's my own mistake. Because you must understand, this is the first time the Army has surrendered. I felt like the dog that had caught the wagon he's chasing. What do I do now? And how does one take the surrender of an entire army? So I was negotiating and talking. It became negotiating with Buckner. And I didn't promote or appoint a provost marshal. Well, 5,000 to 7,000 of those fellows walked out in the woods, including another gentleman, Bushrod Johnson. Did you know Bushrod Johnson was at Dallas? I told Hallett, my superior officer, I said there are 4 generals in Fort Knox, as Floyd and Phillip and Buckner and Bushrod Johnson. He's more or less a forgotten general, but he walked on out through the office and died surrendered to him. He didn't fight any other days. So all that day, I talked with Buckner, and I found out the further I became, the more genial, the more demanding he became. And at the end of the day, I went back to the Chris house. The next day, I had Buckner come to me, change the venue, and he still became an assistant. Not a treat prisoners, not a treat wounded officers. Keep this, keep that, go here, go there. I finally was so tired of our talking into it and let junior officers handle it. But they all went to northern prison camps. But it was unconditional on the surface. The term unconditional did not originate with me. It rings with history, but did not originate from me. I'm the third one to use it. I was that curt and abrupt with General Buckner because I did not know I was talking to Simon Buckner. Had I known, I would be counting in different terms. I'd said the same thing, but I'd count it in different terms. And I found out that Philip was gone, which disappointed me greatly. So it was unconditional on the surface at first. It became less so over the next 2 days. Now, we took about 16,000, I understand, prisoners up north, the different prison camps. Buckner himself spent about 6 months in a prison camp before being exchanged and lived like the rest of the war. Now, let's move to Vicksburg. Indeed, Vicksburg. The only way to get to Vicksburg that I thought would work from the beginning was to go down the river, march my army down the west bank of the river, run the blockade with supplies with the Navy, and you have any Navy affiliation, thank you. So go down the Navy, down the river with the Navy, march down the west bank, the Navy takes me across to wherever I can get across. And that's what ultimately happened. 47 days of siege. After 5 different battles and 17 days, we won them all, drove Pemberton back into Vicksburg, pinned against the river, and then the siege began. Now, on July the 3rd, 10 o'clock in the morning on July the 3rd, I got a message. Now, you should know that I had already ordered an assault along all lines. I was going to send 70,000 men across those rebel trenches on July the 6th because I knew they couldn't stop us, and I also felt very strongly they wouldn't make any attempt to stop us. Pemberton thought that I was going to attack him on the 4th. In fact, most of his officers did as well. So by 10 o'clock in the morning, I got a message in my tent that said there's a fellow out here, General somebody, who wants to talk to you. And I said, well, about what? About Pemberton talking to me about surrender. I said, I'll not talk to him. Tell him to go that. Because I'm not going to be approached by a messenger with the verbal reports. If Pemberton wants to surrender, he can come to me. Don't send somebody. So I said, I will not see him. Well, Seth Williams, my staff member, said, perhaps you could say something to him. Now, Seth Williams is telling me also, Pemberton really wants to meet you. He really wants to talk to you. And John Bowen, who was the general with the message, is going back to Pemberton and telling Pemberton, Grant really wants to talk to you. And we both found this out when we met that I'm about to tell you about. We both been told by our respective staffs, he wants to meet with you, which was not the case, but it did bring us together. But I sent this message a little later to General Pemberton. I had the honor to propose to you And you know, this is what I said back again. Your note this day is just received, proposing an armistice for several hours for the purpose of arranging terms of capitulation through permission, etc. The useless infusion of blood that you proposed about this course can be ended at any time you choose by an unconditional surrender of the city and the garrison. Men who have shown so much endurance and courage as those down in Vicksburg will always challenge the respect of an adversary. And I can assure you will be treated with all the respect due to prisoners of war. See, I said something very nice to General Franklin. I didn't have to, but I was genial with him. I do propose or favor the proposition of appointed commissioner to arrange terms of capitulation because I have no terms other than those indicated above. Unconditional will appoint commissioners to work out the mechanics. Remember, I learned from Fort Knox. And I also said that broke the message. Well, a little while later, I get the reply, and I did go out and meet at 3 p.m. We met the 20 lines there, not far from McClernand's lines, and real close to the back of General John Coleman's lines. Boy, and then the neighborhood lines back here at St. Louis. And we met there on the Serene Knoll and Oak Tree, which within 2 days was completely gone. There were none pieces cut from body, limb, and root of that tree that are going to be, I suspect, circulated among the people of the country up to the last day, just like pieces of the true cross, the true surrender spot. We talked, and he got off his horse, I got off mine, walks over to me, a couple of niceties, and said, "What are your conditions of surrender?" And I said, "I have none." And he became disturbed. Well, and I said, "I have none unconditional surrender." And he said, "Well, then there's no need to talk." And I said, "There is no need to talk." And we both started back to our respective horses. And John Boyd, John Boyd on Pepper's staff, and said when he was on my kit got together, and said, wait, why don't you two go sit on the other tree there lying down in the shade and visit for a while, and let us work out how we surrender. And I looked at Pemberton, and he looked back at me, we nodded and said, all right, so we went up and sat on the tree. I smoked a cigar with Pemberton, and I visited for quite some time until we approached and said, "We got to move down." So I went back to my headquarters, he to his. Now, I sent this to him that night. In conformity with the agreement of this afternoon, I will submit the following proposition for the surrender of the city of Vicksburg public stores. That's important, etc. On your accepting terms proposed, I will march in one division as a guard. Take position at 8 a.m. tomorrow. That will be the 4th of July. As soon as roads can be made out and roads signed by officers and men, you will be allowed to march out of our lines. The officers taken within their sidearms and clothing. Sidearms and clothing. And field staff and cavalry officers, 1 course each. Rank and file will be allowed all of their clothing, but no other property. Note, no other property. Now the significance of that is nobody's going to walk out here with a slave. No officer is going to say, "He's my slave." No soldier, "He's my body servant." I did away with that. If these conditions are accepted, any amount of rations you deem necessary can be taken from the stores you now have. Because he can brag me sitting on that tree. "Oh, we got plenty of food, we don't have to surrender. We can go on about 2 more weeks." I remembered that. And I said, "You can eat our food, you got that." 30 wagons, take the cooking utensils and so forth to prepare them. 30 wagons, also counting 2 horse or mule teams will be allowed to transport such articles as cannot be carried along. The same conditions will be allowed to all sick and wounded officers and soldiers as fast as they become able to travel. The paroles for these latter must be signed, however, while officers are present to sign their rolls and paroles. And late that night, we're getting into the evening, late hours. Kevin sent this back to me. General, I have the honor to acknowledge the receipt of your communication of this day proposing terms of capitulation of garrison post. In the main, your terms are accepted. Of course, when I read this, what do you mean in the main? But in justice, Pemberton went on, both to the honor and spirit of my troops manifested in the defense of Vicksburg, I have to submit the following amendments, which, if acceded to you by you, will perfect the agreement between us. At 10 o'clock a.m. tomorrow, I propose to evacuate the wards in and around Vicksburg and to surrender the city and garrison under my command by marching out with my colors and arms, stacking them in front of my present lines, after which you will take possession. So he wants to march out, flags flying, flags flying, with great dignity, stack arms. Then he says, officers to retain their sidearms and personal property. I thought I'd already addressed that. Your personal property is what you got on your back and maybe a suitcase. And the rights and property of citizens to be respected. So now he wants me to guarantee the rights and property of all citizens of the town of Vicksburg. And there could be, quite possibly, no end to that law about their rights and their property. And their property also involving slaves. And remember, the Emancipation Proclamation was issued 7 months ago, or 6 months ago. So I replied to him late that night and said, I have the honor to acknowledge the receipt of your communication of 3rd July. The amendments proposed by you cannot be accepted in full. It will be necessary to furnish every officer and man with a roll signed by himself, which, with the completion of the rolls of prisoners, will necessarily take time. Again, I can make no stipulations with regard to the treatment of citizens and their private property. While I do not propose to cause them any undue annoyance or loss, I cannot consent to leave myself under any restraint by stipulations. The property which officers can be allowed to take with them will be as stated in my proposition of last evening. That is, officers will be allowed their private baggage and sidearms, and mounted officers 1 horse each. Again, what is not being said here is you're not taking slaves with you. And you can't take your sidearms. So why allow that for the rebel officers go into captivity or whatever I should do with them to keep their sidearms? I just say, if you mean by your proposition, First Brigade to march to the front of the lines now occupied by it, stack arms at 10 o'clock a.m. and then return to the inside and there remains prisoners until properly paroled, I would make no objection to it. Should no notification be received of your acceptance of my terms by 9 o'clock a.m., I shall regard them as having been rejected and shall act accordingly. Should these terms be accepted, white flags will be displayed along your lines to prevent the subject line troops as may not been notified from firing upon your meeting. I am respectfully, etc. Well, at 10 o'clock that morning, white flags popped up all over the trenches. Also, I can't confirm, but I understand. You know, I hear everything that goes on in the Army. Rumors and scuttlebutt are like rats in dark warehouses. They skitter and scratch around and you can't see them, but they're always flying around. And all of those rumors come under my tent line. I hear them all. And I heard that some of my officers had actually been hallooing over across the rebel trenches, which were only a few yards apart by this time, that we were going to parole on. Don't fight, give it up. He's going to let you go home. And I believe that was widespread all up and down the lines. I can't swear to it. I certainly had nothing to do with that. But I understand that's what went on. So they surrendered, and they marched out, stepped their arms, they gave them their dignity. And I let the officers keep their sidearms, but the reason I did was to keep their pride. See, an officer's got a pistol, and they were men of honor. I knew if they said they were going to fight, they weren't going to fight. And keep their sword. Nobody had their sword broken over the concrete knee of the enemy. So they kept their pride. Now, I didn't send them to prison camps. I paroled all of them. 30,000 Confederate prisoners. And the reason I did that was because Admiral Porter had told me, if you want me to carry those fellows up to Mississippi and all in Illinois and drop them off their campgrounds and so forth, it's going to take me several months. And I had no intention of going to Garrison for several months after and I was going to be gone. So I also felt that most of his men were in the Southwest and that they go home. Well, I found out later at Lookout Mountain that they didn't go home. A lot of them went back in the army because a lot of the prisoners we took to Lookout Mountain were from the American Army. So I called that wrong. But it was not unconditional. I said 30,000 home. Now, the last surrender that's not exactly unconditional was the surrender of General Lee to me at Appomattox. Now, I'm going to read you the terms of surrender. It's only 188 words. General, General Lee, in accordance with the subsistence of my letter to you, the 8th I propose to receive the army and surrender the Army of Northern Virginia on the following terms, to wit, as the road of all the officers and men be made, copy you, copy to me. The other retained by such officer or officers as you may designate, officers to give their individual paroles, not to take up arms against the government of the United States until properly exchanged, and each company or regimental commander sign a like parole and under their commandments. Arms, artillery, and local property, park, stack, turned over to officers appointed by me received. This will not embrace the sidearms of the officers, nor their private horses or baggage. This done, each officer and man will be allowed to return to their homes, not to be disturbed by the United States authority, so long as they observe their paroles and the laws enforced where they may reside. Let me read that to you again. Each officer and man will be allowed to return to their homes, not to be disturbed by United States authority, so long as they observe their paroles and the laws enforced where they reside. Very respectfully, U.S. friend. Now, what did I do with that? I went through the routine, start, stack, surrender, turn over. That was going to happen. But I let the officers keep their sidearms, and I said, if you return to your homes and obey the laws and, of course, where you live, none of you will be disturbed in your person or your property. In that last sentence, I completely did away with any rebel soldier from Robert E. Lee right on down to being arrested for treason and tried and hanged. Now that last sentence escapes a lot of people, but it's what it says. I completely eliminated hanging anybody for treason. President Lincoln accepted and signed it, Congress approved it. President Lincoln said, let them up easy. And I did. The healing began in the McLean corridor. Now, you should also know that when we began to write the final copy, we didn't have any ink. I had to tell General Lee I found myself embarrassed. We don't seem to have any power to make any ink. General Lee, I think he might have even smiled a bit. He said, well, I believe Colonel Marshall might have something. Colonel Marshall did indeed produce some powder ink. We made ink and we wrote the final copy of the surrender terms, and General Lee's acceptance was for only 55 words. So perhaps you did not know, but the terms of surrender to the Army of Northern Virginia, which ultimately essentially ended the war, was written with Confederate ink on federal paper. So I also keep their sidearms because, again, an officer safer is a simple authority. And I knew that there would be many a man all of a sudden with that sword proudly up there. But I didn't care. Let them have their pride. Let the healing begin right here, right now in the McLean corridor. We need to start the healing and coming together, and this is the most effective way to do it. Nobody had a sword broken over in AED. And that romance about General Lee offered me his sword, and my gallantly declared it, that's the purest of romance. General Lee's sword was never mentioned. I was hoping he would not bring it up because I didn't want to get into that issue and tell him no, I don't want it. So, what I didn't say in the surrender documents was that I didn't wait with any trials for treason. Now, an afterthought, on the 10th I issued this order. All officers and men of the Confederate service were voted at the Banks Courthouse, Virginia, who, to reach their homes, are compelled to pass through the lines of the Union armies, will be allowed to do so and to pass free on all government transports and military railroads. All we have to do is show the parole, and they went for free, even unto the closest railroad station or steamboat dock closest to their home. And perhaps you did not know that, but that was issued the next day. And a final thought that you may find interesting about unconditional surrender granted, how hard I was supposed to have been. Just a bit later, General Lee was indicted for treason in the Southern District Federal Court of Virginia, out of Norfolk, Virginia. And General Lee contacted me. And he said, what is this? I was, in fact, going to the executive residence this day here leaving Richmond, and I got this notification that there's an indictment issued for my arrest for treason. This is not what you said would happen. And I said, let me look into this. And I immediately went to President Johnson and told him this is madness. It is folly of the first degree. You cannot do this. He said, yes, I can. And I said, no, you can't. I promised Lee that if he, and all of them, if they obeyed the law, they wouldn't be tried, even arrested. And here, I gave him my word as a soldier. Now, you politicians may do whatever it is you politicians do, for whatever reason it is you do there. But I'm a soldier. And I gave Lee my word. And you are not going to go back on that word. Because if you persist in this, if you do not quash this order and rescind it, I will resign my commission as Lieutenant General of the Army, right here, right now. And I said the same thing to the cabinet. And with that, and I feel only with that, it wasn't a threat, it was a clause. That only with that, President Johnson backed away and did not pursue the matter. So I kept, and I mentioned earlier. So unconditional surrender may be a bit of a myth when you know what really happened between the no's and the lines.
Feel free to. I want to remind folks on the line also as well. If you're that survey, that I think we'll let our folks online go as well.
Would you like me to stay here, or do you want to stop the transmission, or can I get out of the program?
We're stopping.
Yeah, we're stopping.
Tell me we're stopping. So, be wherever he wants to be.
I've been requested to put my hat on. I would like to tell you as well when I do this. I think it was Theodore Bowers, Ted Bowers, who the last year or so became a member of my staff. Ted Bowers